And thank you very much for joining us.
Eric.
191 cities are going to see this interview. Thank you for your time. Some big news. The Department of Justice said that they're going to open up a criminal investigation into what went on during the 2016 campaign, the election. What do you think they'll find?
Well, I think they're going to find a lot. I think it was disgraceful what went on. You saw what went on. You were watching it very closely, and you have an eye for it. And I'm not involved in it from the standpoint of it's not my mandate, but it's obviously Bill Barr's mandate. He's a great attorney general, and a lot of terrible things, I would say, happened, and they're going to find out.
You know, I think the speculation is whether or not they'll bring Clapper and Brennan in front of a hearing, and will we ever hear that testimony?
Well, I'm not going to comment other than to say I think they're very bad people, and I think they were very bad for the country, but we'll see what they find. Whatever they find, they find. There are a lot of others, too. You look at McCabe, you look at Comey, look at that report on Comey, 78 pages of kill, how bad it was, and probably went all the way to the top.
Yeah, I'm still to this day wondering if he broke the law by leaking a confidential memo of a conversation you had with him.
Well, I think there were a lot of break-ins of the law. It was investigate the investigators, so based on everything I read this morning, that's what they're doing. Let's see what happens.
Do you think Adam Schiff collaborated, colluded, whatever, with this whistleblower?
He's a very bad guy. He's doing anything they can to find something. This started from before I even got elected, this whole horrible situation with impeachment. It's a dirty word to me. It's a very dirty word. I had a perfect conversation in the current case, but I've been fighting this for 3 years. I mean, I've been fighting this from, if you look at it, I guess it started long before I even got elected with the two lovers, with Strzok and Page. And the insurance policy, remember? If she loses, we have an insurance policy. The insurance policy is we're going to go get them. It's a disgrace for our country. It hurts us internationally. It hurts us within the country. And it's a very sad thing. It's really, and I'm very happy. When I read the papers this morning, I was extremely happy.
Now, something else happened recently. Senator Lindsey Graham has, 50 senators now who say...
I hear he's got 50 before we even make any phone calls.
What is, the Graham resolution is what?
Well, basically, he's saying it's a very unfair process. And I'll go a step further. I was with Tim Scott, who's a fantastic man. I was with others, and they're saying, well, you know, the process is one thing, but he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, forget about process. I didn't do anything wrong. And I didn't. But again, I fought off the Russia hoax. I fought off the Mueller hoax. I fought off all of them. And it continues. It's just crazy. This has never happened to a president before. And they spend $45 million. They have 18 Trump haters, like angry Democrats, I call them, and they find nothing. I could find something on you for $45 million, okay? And you're perfect.
We've been friends a long time. Let's not go there. You know, you said famously recently the GOP needs to get tougher. What do you mean? And who?
Well, I think they are. I will be honest. I loved when I saw that scene of the unity yesterday with the congressman going downstairs, because they have a cabal going on. It's, you know, you look at what's happening downstairs in the little room, that little secret room. Nobody ever had a thing like that. That's never happened before. It's really an investigation in search of a crime that they're trying to find desperately. They made up, Schiff made up his words, not my words. He went before Congress and the American people, and he repeated a conversation that I never had. And then I released the conversation because we had stenographers and transcribers, and the conversation was a perfect conversation. But he made it sound so horrible. That's illegal. I mean, no way you can get away with it.
So here's the question.
That's a total fraud.
You mentioned Lindsey Graham. He heads up the Senate Judiciary Committee. Why isn't he investigating Adam Schiff?
Well, that you'd have to ask Lindsey.
I think I will.
Lindsey
I think I'm going to be doing that.
Lindsey's been good, and this is good. But, I mean, this is a step in terms of fairness. But why do I have to go through that when everyone knows we did nothing wrong anyway? Tim Scott said it. He said he didn't do anything wrong. Forget about fairness. I didn't do anything wrong. It's all about 100% about the conversation I had with the president of the Ukraine, and it was perfect.
Before we go any further, the Syrian situation, you know, I think honestly, I think it was brilliant what you did afterwards, where you said we're going to protect the oil installation infrastructure for the Kurds. That's a lending hand to them.
And
but that is such a smart
and
move.
ourselves.
Why
Not
don't
only
you
for
get
the Kurds,
credit
for the Kurds and ourselves. Well, the Democrats will never give you credit. By the way, if you go back 2 or 3 years and somebody said they're bringing the soldiers back home, if somebody said that other than me, the Democrats would have said he's the greatest genius in history. But if I say it, they want to say, well, we want to stay and fight forever. No, we don't want to be involved in the border. The border between Turkey and Syria, they've been fighting for hundreds of years. They've been fighting for centuries.
Yeah, but that oil installation is the difference.
The oil,
you can fight about land, but with the oil.
So I said, we're leaving there, but we've secured the oil, and we've got the oil.
I know you have to make a speech here before I go.
That's okay.
Washington Nationals, you're going to go to the World Series game.
Well, it's very exciting. Yeah, I'm going Sunday, assuming there's a game. There might not be a game, but Houston's a great team. They were in the White House very recently, as you know, getting their great award and accolades, and they're a great team. So we'll see what happens, but it's going to be a good series.
Mr. President, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.